how's it going everyone, and welcome back to Battlegrounds Game Center. I'm Patrick, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new TCG called Altered. Altered was a very successful Kickstarter last year, and we recently got the retail in. We got starter decks, we've got booster boxes, we got deck boxes. So I kind of wanted to take some time today to maybe open one or two of the starter decks, maybe a few packs of boosters, just to kind of show you what comes in them, what the cards look like, kind of explain some of the mechanics of the game. I have not played the game yet, but I have looked into it and how it works. So yeah, let's go ahead and pick one of these starter decks to start, and we'll get right into it. Okay, so the first deck I picked here is Lyra, the starter deck. So what does the starter deck have? So it's going to have 40 playable cards, 1 hero, 31 commons, 8 rares, 6 token cards, 5 adventure cards, 2 player aid cards, 1 foiler card, 1 new player card, 15 markers, 1 paper playmat, and a rulebook. So that is quite a lot in this little package here. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what it all looks like. So first off, we got some tokens here. So like this token is going to be your first player marker. You're going to have these companion or leader tokens. Now this is a part of the game where you have a track that you're trying to meet these tokens, and that's how you're going to win the game. It doesn't seem like the game is very combat focused. It's more about like the exploration and just like having all the different skills necessary to move forward. And you got a few other tokens that are necessary for some of the card types like anchoring and such, and reserve. So very cool. So we got those. We've got, I believe this is the rulebook. So it tells you what the materials are, what comes in them. And then it's a nice big pamphlet style, going over all the rules. We'll more than likely do a how to play, like I have been doing for some of these smaller TCGs, like what I did with like Star Wars and such. So this has like it's kind of funny that this game has like a Lorcana / Star Wars Unlimited feel, but with its own unique twist. So if you've played those games, some of the mechanics might actually seem very familiar. Like the mana system is very similar to Lorcana. And then you have like 2 different sides of the board that you play on, kind of like Star Wars. And then you have like this top board here, which is like your exploration that you're trying to move through to meet your tokens. But we'll kind of go do a quick little run through of that in a second. And then we're going to have a player mat, which is always nice that they include player mats. So it looks like it's got a nice piece of artwork on the back. I believe this is in a specific universe that we've seen before. Maybe Seasons. I don't remember exactly. I think it's the same designer from what I saw. But yeah, you got where your hero card's going to go, the expedition cards for the different sides, your reserve. So reserve is a unique thing where once you play your card up here, it'll go to reserve unless otherwise stated. And then instead of playing cards from your hand, you'll be able to play cards from your reserve. And then they'll kind of have like they'll have a token saying that after this time, then they're going to finally go to your discard. So there's another like play area as you play the game, so you can double up on cards. So that's pretty cool. So we'll just kind of lay that right here. I'll move my other camera. All right. And then we got the deck itself. So one of the unique things about this is it has an app to where you can, kind of like how Keyforge has an app, where you can scan the deck essentially and reserve all those cards onto the app. And then you have the phases of the day card. So this is your player aids, what the different icons are going to do for your card. And then you have token characters. So tokens will be not in your hand. They'll kind of come out like how they would in something like Magic. And then of course we have QR codes here that you can scan that will take them to the app and like register them. I believe pretty much everything has a QR code on it. So, but the artwork is pretty nice. It's a little bit more cartoony. Very nice. So you got a few different tokens there. Unique foliaire, or foliae, or however you're going to pronounce it. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. So I'll have to QR code it later and see what it is. And then we've got, these are like, okay, so here are your hero and companion. So they're going to go up top here, kind of like this. And then you're going to have these cards, whether they're shuffled or not, I don't remember, but they're going to be placed down, and it's going to create like this track up here, and then you're going to have your tokens with your companion and your leader, and they're going to be on opposite sides. And then each player is going to have a token on both of these. And then you're going to have these little stats here that are going to be on the card that are going to dictate how they move. So like the starting location here has all 3 stats for your cards, and then you'll have like little number values for the cards, like +1, +2, however you can augment that. And if you beat your opponent in that stat for that location, you get to move forward. Otherwise, you don't. And then the whole point of the game is you're trying to move your tokens to reach each other. As they move on to the other cards, it'll flip over. So now I'm like in mountains, and then I'm going to go into like water and grass here. And as you keep going, they might go this way for them. And so you're trying to augment the stats on both sides of your expeditions here so that they eventually meet each other and you win the game. So then we got our hero here. So it has all the different abilities. Tells you how many cards you can put in reserve and landmarks and such. And then we get into, so the hero would go into the center here. And then we've got our different types of cards. So like these are spells. So spells, like, so when you play a spell, it'll just get placed in the discard after you're done. Various different spells here. And then you have characters. So Asmodeus here. So when they're played, depending on where they're played, then they might go into reserve here. You're going to put a token on them so that they can come back out later. And then once they're done with that, then they'll go to the discard. But it also depends on what their abilities say. Sometimes they might just stay there until they're removed. And this one even has a roll a die mechanic. So I'll roll a die on a 4-up, it gets anchored, and on a 1 to 3 it gains 3 boost. Boost are going to be tokens that allow you to increase your stats. You got more Asmodeus, the Hatter. So like that's clearly like an Alice in Wonderland type looking card. So character, it's a citizen. So yeah. Interesting art. So you're going to have a bunch of characters in this, because that's going to be the meat of your game to get your expeditions moving. Got spirits. Now I believe the way deck building works with this is for normal like multiplayer or normal organized play, you'll just have one type of faction. But I think like there'll be drafts and stuff where you can kind of mix them and stuff. Again, I haven't looked super deep into it, but from the little bit I did see, the game mechanics are pretty interesting. And then another thing you'll notice is you'll have your normal cost, and then you're going to have your reserve cost. So if this does go into your reserve, if you want to bring it out later, you have to pay more than what you paid to bring it out initially. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But it has different abilities that might make it cost less, or other cards cost less. So very cool. And these look like these are full art cards. Now the rarity symbols, I need to figure that out, because these are full arts of the different cards that are in the deck. But as far as like what the rarity symbols look like, I don't know yet. Okay, I see a C there. It's probably for common. Yeah, a bunch of commons, and then there's a T token. Okay, so yeah. So the rarities are going to be all the way at the very bottom here. You'll have like the number of the card and then a letter. So like C's for common, T's for tokens, F, R for rare. Some of you probably know more than I do. I just thought the game looked cool. And, you know, we like to show off new TCGs here at Battlegrounds. And again, I'll do some more deep dive into it to get you a how to play video, and I'll play it a few times and start to understand it. But yeah, so that is that's what a starter deck comes with. So you're going to have your deck of cards for the specific leader. It's going to give you a play mat, the cards you need to move on your expeditions there, a bunch of tokens, player aids, and such. So what we'll do next is we'll take a look at some of the booster packs and see how those are organized and what comes in them. Okay, so we got a booster box here. Get it open. So it comes with 36 booster packs. Now the breakdown of those packs are going to be 1 hero card. So it looks like you'll always get a hero card, which is good. 8 common cards and 3 rare cards. And then you have a 12.5% of a unique card replacing a rare card. It also contains a non-playable card, 20% for a token, mana convergence 16%, a common folier 35%, and rare folier 20%, and unique folier. Okay, so the F's are the foliers or foliers, or however you pronounce it. Nice little UV printing on this, actually. Also, with the way mana works, so when we were going through the starter deck, you would have noticed that there isn't like any specific mana cards. It's because your cards are mana. So when you draw your hand of 6 cards, 3 are going to go into your mana pool to start, and then 3 into your hand. And in each round, when you draw new mana, you'll draw 2, and then you'll pick 1 to go into your mana pool. Kind of like Lorcana. Very similar to that. Oh, well, I guess this is the first pack we're opening, so go ahead and take a look. Cover that to the side. This is neoprene, so if you see me placing it on just a table, this is neoprene. It's still nice. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be our hero that we got. We got Rin and Orchid. So we'll kind of go over one of their abilities here. So when one of your expeditions move forward to a grass, draw a card and put a card from your hand in reserve. That's pretty cool. So that's going to be a hero. And we got a common card here, Axiom Reprocessor. So at noon, so the different phases of the day are going to be like morning, noon, afternoon, dusk, and so on. And that's how you're going to have the different phases and what you can do. So this is at noon. You resupply. You can put the top card of your deck in reserve. Very cool. Then we've got Helping Hand, which is a common. So you can see the different little faction symbols here. And again, with deck building, I believe whenever you make a deck, it uses one faction, but when you're drafting, you'll be able to use maybe all of them or only 3. I don't remember the rules, but so yeah. So we've got another common there. We've got Muna Druid, so another green common. We've got a pink common here. And then we've got a landmark. So landmarks, I didn't see a landmark in the starter deck. I believe they kind of work like reserves, but they just stay. They're kind of like enchantments or something that just stay out. Characters you control have tough 2. Your opponent's spells and abilities that target me cost 2 more. So I don't think these go away unless you get rid of them somehow. So very nice. That's a landmark. So then we've got a Monolith Rune Scribe for blue, which is a common. And then we've got a Conjuring Seal for purple. Granted, there's probably names for these colors, but I don't know at this time. And then we've got a Quetzalcoatl character, also a common for blue. Then we got a full art here. So that's a Folier. So instead of a rare, we got a Folier there. Very cool. I don't know if there's any. I wonder if there's any foils in this. I haven't seen them yet. So yeah, that's very cool. And here's another rare. It cost 8 for both to play and reserve. We've got another Folier. So you have 3 rare slots, but with the chance of them being replaced by these cards. So that's pretty cool. And then we got a token, which is a Brass Bug, which we saw in the starter deck. Very cool. So yeah, well, let's open another one. Again, this isn't going to be a open every single card type video, but just to kind of give you a taste of what's in this game. Ooh, so there's a new hero. That's pretty cool. Basiria and Kaizaimon, Bravos hero. So put that hero there. So we got some commons there. So looks like we've got, yeah, we'll kind of go through the commons, but you can kind of see the art, which is very, I wasn't really too hip on the art at first, but it's starting to grow on me. So we got another landmark there. Baba Yaga. Okay. Looks like they're using some real, like, folklore stuff. Celebration Day. And then we've got a rare here. That's very cool looking. This Leviathan thing. So we'll just put all the rares together. And then we got a Folier. Very cool. And then, ooh. So this is this an Ultra? Oh, what is it called again? It has a U. So I think maybe this is the rarest type of card. Maybe. He'll let me know if you know. Very cool. And that's like completely full art too. There's no banner in the back of the words or anything like that. Very cool. And that's just the first 2 packs, so very nice. So we'll put that to the side. And then another token. Well, I would say quit while we're ahead, I guess. Let me double check what that's called, because it said U. So a U is a unique folier. So yeah, that is only 6.7% chance in a box. And we got a unique. So that is like a mythic, or even probably harder to get than a mythic. But no, that's really cool. If it's a good card, let me know. But yeah, so that is going to be Altered TCG. This looks pretty cool. We got a little bit of a taste of what comes in the booster packs. We looked through one of the starter decks. There's a bunch of starter decks. There's 6 of them in total. So we'll have those along with the booster boxes and some accessories available in store today for you to pick up. But if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more like it, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Patrick at Battlegrounds Game Center. See you later.